guys, today we will see how to make the softest pav that will make you forget any store-bought pav. This pav is not at all difficult to make, it is so delicious and more importantly so fresh. I will take you through every step in detail so this whole process becomes very easy. So let's start. In a big bowl, I have taken half cup warm water and half cup of warm milk. To check if the milk is perfectly warm, just dip your finger into the milk. If you feel nothing around your finger, it means it's perfectly warm. Or if you have a thermometer, you can just place that in, and any temperature between 35 to 40 degrees Celsius would be perfect. Now that we have our milk ready, I'm going to add 3.5 tablespoons of white sugar and 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. The sugar acts as a food for the yeast. Give this a light mix, cover it and let it sit for about 5 minutes. Remember that it is better for the liquid to be on the cooler side than to be hot, because if it's too hot, it will kill the yeast. After 5 minutes, we see that it is all frothy, which means our yeast is good to go. If it isn't, it means your yeast is old, so you will have to change it. So now I'm adding half a teaspoon of salt to 3 cups of bread flour and sieving it in little by little into our milk and yeast mixture. Once everything is added, use a wooden spoon or any other spoon that you have and mix this to combine the wet and the dry ingredients. As you can see, I have another 1/4 cup of warm milk by the side. I'm going to add this to the 1/4 cup of milk little by little as I mix the dough. Mix it so all of the dough leaves the sides of the bowl and clumps together as one. Once you see that it is clumped together, I'm using my scraper to remove the dough from the ladle, and I'm going to set a timer for 8 minutes and we will start kneading the dough for 8 good minutes. You don't need to put the dough on the surface to knead. You can knead inside the bowl itself like you would knead a roti dough. What you can also do is just push it down and flatten it and then fold it from the sides to the center and knead it. Do this a few times. The dough will be quite sticky at this point because we have not added any kind of fat to our dough yet, which otherwise would help in controlling the texture. We will be adding it in just a while. After about 6 to 7 minutes, you will start to notice that the dough is less stickier and it is a little more smooth than how it was when we started. Now it's been 8 minutes, time to add in that fat. Here it is butter and I'm using 2 tablespoons of it. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of butter in the start here. We'll slap the butter on top of the dough and then you can do the same process of folding the sides and then kneading it together again. As we knead, we will keep adding the butter little by little. The dough that had come together before now will look like it's all over the place. It will seem like it's out of control and it will probably not come together. But trust me, just keep mixing and kneading, it will come together in time. After 3 minutes or so, you can see that the butter has mixed well with the dough. I told you. Now it's time to set the timer for another 8 minutes and we will knead this for 8 minutes. Now it will be much easier to knead the dough because the dough is so soft at this point with the butter in it, it will feel like a pillow. It's actually so therapeutic to be just mixing it. Now after 6 to 7 minutes, we are done. We need the dough to be super soft and spongy. When you touch it, it will not be sticky and it will lightly bounce back. Let's cover this tightly with the cling wrap. We don't want any air going in, and let it rest in a warm place for 1 hour. I don't have a marble floor, but if you have a marble floor, what you can do is you can place a cloth below and place the bowl on top of it. This way it will stay warm. After an hour, you can see how beautifully the dough has risen. This is where our dough was and look where it has risen to. That is more than double the size. Now just punch down the dough to remove any excess air pockets and we will lightly knead it for about a minute or 2. don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon so you don't miss any of our easy yummy recipes. After 2 minutes, it's time to shape these into rolls. Place this on your work surface and lightly flatten it, just slightly. Then fold it onto one side and start rolling it to make it into an elongated shape. This might take a while. This is how it will look once elongated. Now we will need to divide this into 12 equal parts. So I'll take this cutter to make small indents so it's easier to divide. Also keep the pan in which you're going to bake ready by oiling its bottom. I'll divide it into half and then that half into another half and continue similarly till we have 12 equal parts. Once you've done the indents, just use the cutter to cut these pieces. A cutter like this is really helpful, but if you don't have it, you can use a floss or a thread or even a knife to cut. Now that we have our 12 pieces, we'll keep them aside and cover with the towel so it's not dry. Let's start shaping these. We have to basically shape this into a round or a ball or a roll. And once we do that, we will place this in a pan which we had oiled and cover it with another towel. Let me show you how exactly I'm rolling. So you take the piece and flatten it out. And then fold the sides and pinch the sides into the center. And then you place it upside down and start rolling it between your palm and your fingers just the way I'm doing it here. So you need to give a little bit of pressure from your palm and push it to the front and then use your fingers to pull it back. You may not get this right away the first time you're doing it. I never got it the first time, but keep practicing and you'll definitely get it once you do a few rolls. If you're just not able to do it, just roll it and make a bowl like you would do with your rotis. Place these seam side down and similarly shape all of the rolls. My pan could just fit 8 of them. Keep a little gap between each rolls because they will rise when we rest and bake them. Now cover it and let it rest for 45 minutes. After 45 minutes of proofing, you can see how nicely they have risen. So here I have 3 tablespoons of milk plus 1 teaspoon of sugar that I have mixed together. We will brush this on top of our pav rolls. This is what will give that beautiful light brown golden color to the top of our pav. Be careful while brushing to not inflate any of our risen rolls, so just be gentle. It's finally time to bake these babies at 180 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. Keep an eye after 15 minutes. If the top starts browning, place an aluminium foil on top and continue baking. After 20 minutes, they are ready to be taken out. Look at that beautiful color on top. They are still not ready to eat. We have one last step, that is to spread some butter on top of the baked pav. This will make the top of the pav become soft and not crusty. And then cover it with a damp cloth and let it rest for 15 minutes. Do not skip this step as this will make the pav even more soft and tasty. Finally, we can eat them. Let me show you how soft these are. Look at that. Let me break one and show you the inside. It's just so super soft. Now they're ready to be had as Pav Bhaji or Vada Pav, or just have it with some butter and enjoy these hot pavs. Sprinkle some save or aloo bhujia on top makes for a really nice tea time snack. Stay tuned with us as we will bring some really nice recipes of Pav Bhaji and Vada Pav and Kheema Pav very soon. See you then. Bye.